So for each student, the idea is that we find the individual way for that student to learn at his or her best. One of the interesting things about the educational system in Finland, which usually comes as a surprise to many, is that we do not have like national tests in school. There's only one single national test in all of the school system, and that is the matriculation examination at the end of high school. And so there is no other national assessment. And the curriculum does not even say that we have to have testing at all. We can evaluate in any way we want. The national curriculum gives us what needs to be taught, but it does not say how, and it does not say how it should be evaluated. It only says what the evaluation has to consist of. So, and it is a very broad sense of evaluation, but it does not give specific guidelines, and the word test is not even found in the curriculum, at least in basic education. That doesn't mean that we don't have testing, but it's not mandatory to use exams. And so the only actual test that we have that will then show us how we have done our job is the matriculation examination at the end of high school.
Exciting?
Yeah, it's always kind of exciting. And yeah, so but the idea behind the whole school system, behind the thinking in the core curriculum, is that when you mentioned that like the science, the arts and things, they are considered a part of learning. They are a big part of the whole learning process. And we're focused on the learning process of each student and the individual learning path of each student. We were talking about special ed, so there's a lot of things that we could talk about there. So for each student, the idea is that we find the individual way for that student to learn at his or her best, and then offer different pathways for that student to develop in the best possible way for that student. And the arts, music, those are also very strong ways of supporting learning and how the mind works, and sports. And so they're not second grade subjects in Finland at all. So they are actually very valued subjects because they offer venues for the brain to express itself. And I think that is a big difference to many other countries, that our focus, of course we also have the math and the languages and the sciences, but they're not the one and only, and they're not considered more valuable than the others. And so I think that that way of encouraging overall learning and assessing the learning process rather than the learning outcomes is more of the idea behind the curriculum and what it's aiming at. So one of the things that in our curriculum about evaluation is that yes, there is what we call the summarizing evaluation at the end of whatever course, but just as important is the evaluation during the course and guiding the student in his or her individual learning. And telling them, the students set their own goals, and the goal of the teacher, or the job of the teacher, is to guide the student according to the goals that the student set themselves, and then telling them where they are right now, what they need to do to improve so that they can reach their own goals. And so it's very interesting, because then we don't have this nationalized testing at any other point. And so we just have to really focus on the individual students and see that they are doing the best that they can do. And then we see the results at the end of the exam.